give thanks for all being together on this day, the day after Thanksgiving. I decided to come a little closer to you because it's going to be a little bit of a smaller group. So if you want to come forward, we can all be together, praying, singing together. I would like to invite up Linda and her daughter Barbara to lead us in our candle lighting tonight. We're going to be on page 2 for our blessings.
Use one book. Shall I use this candle?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you.
Whoops.
Amen. We'll continue on page 12. Actually, we'll start with the top of our source sheet. We'll start with the top of our source sheet. If you haven't heard, they are starting to bring hostages home. And so we are keeping them in mind and being thankful for those who have come home. And we're continuing to think about Israel. So we'll read together at the top of our source sheet that you should have gotten. We gather together in faith and with hope to pray for peace and for the safety of the people of Israel. Help us, O Holy One, and protect us in our hour of need. Touch our hearts, lest they harden with despair. Guide our thoughts, lest they are overcome with fear. Bring healing to the wounded, strength to those in mourning, courage to those in fear, wisdom to those who lead. Yedid Nefesh, beloved one, reveal yourself and fill the world with your light. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Be quick, God of love, for the time has come. Have mercy upon us, eternal one of peace. We'll be on page 12 for the Hebrew, and then also the next prayer, L'chuna Ranana, in English on the source sheet for the English. Let's join together in the English on page 12. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For Adonai is a great God, the great ruler of all divine beings. We continue on page 20 for Lecha Dodi. This might be a new tune for you all. I haven't heard us do it in the last 4.5 months since I've been here, but it's one of my favorites, so I wanted to bring it. It has a little bit of a jazzy feel to it, and you'll get the chorus after a few times. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. La 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 lecha dodi, likra likra kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Verse 1. Shamor bezachor bedibor echad. Hishmiyanu elam meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem al tiferet v'hitzi la 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 lecha dodi. Likra likra kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Verse 2. Likrat shabbat lechu benocha. Hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikadam nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshavah chila la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri. Kiva ora kumi uri, 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 shir daberi. Kvod Adonai alayik nigla la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Verse 9, if it is your custom, please rise. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzahava, tachamunei yam segula. Boi chala, boi chala, la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. La 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 lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kava, pene pene shabbat nekabela. It's one of my favorites. All right, we're going to continue on page 22 in the English. A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai! How very subtle your designs! A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. The righteous bloom like a date palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in the courts of our God. In old age, they still produce fruit. They are full of sap and freshness, attesting that Adonai is upright, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. On page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're welcoming in our Shabbat angels, and we turn to page 28 to say that we are ready to pray. Please rise as able. Continue on the next page. The Hebrew is about halfway on the page, but we're going to start with the words roll into dark. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to... I forgot to put this one on the sheet. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Goreyom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel right, the last line on page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 32. We start our little love sandwich of the Shema. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu, uvkumeinu nasiach b'chukacha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavadcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. On the next page. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. We continue our love sandwich with Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam veshivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha vaderech ushonchbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beineinecha Uchtabtam al mezuzah beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkebru ve'asitem kol mitzvotai mitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. At the top of page 39 together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promised land passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 40. We continue on the next page, page 42, or about midway through the source sheet with Hashkivenu. Our prayer for a shelter of peace, whatever that shelter of peace is for you today. Let's read together the middle of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue with our song for Shabbat, V'shamru, on the top of page 44. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. We now come to the Amidah, the central part of our service on page 46. Please rise as able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Lifnei V'nei Ham, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer Moshiach Umagen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia. Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem. Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed. Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim. Sohomech Noflim Verofech Cholim. Umatir Asurim. Umekayem emunato lishenei afar michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melach melech meimit b'chayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua, b'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol. Baruch ata Adonai, mechayeh ha'akol. Ata kadoshim kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yalu chasela. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh. You may be seated. In a moment, we're going to have silent prayer. But before that, I want to turn to page 58. For Modim Anachnu Lach. With thanks. So we're going to think about some Modim moments this week. Since we are in the time of Thanksgiving, the theme of being thankful. So I want whoever is comfortable to let us know today what you are thankful for. Yes. Yeah. Food? Yeah, I'm sure everyone is still a little bit full from last night. Yes, Linda.
I'm thankful for my daughter Bar, my daughter-in-law Beth, and my granddaughter Vivi for coming in from Michigan and from Portland, Oregon for the holidays.
Family coming in for the holidays. Amazing. Others. Yes, Naeem. Yes, thankful that the hostages are starting to go home. Well, let's hope that continues for the next couple days. Other thankful. I'm thankful for technology because I was able to call into my family's Thanksgiving dinner last night. Yes? For health, yes. Yes, for health. Mm-hmm. For being a member of Temple Beth-El. We have a pretty cool crew here. Yes, Sharon. For safety. All right, for all those things that we are thankful for and that we've said out loud, and for all those that we're thinking about, together we say Amen. And now take a few moments for silent prayer, whether it's the words on the page or the words of your heart. Feel free to keep praying if you're finishing up your Amidah. We'll be on page 62 in the middle. Yehi yuleratzon imrefi imrefi v'hagyol libi lefanecha. Yehi yuleratzon imrefi v'hagyol libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri, Adonai Adonai Tzuri v'Goali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'Goali. Yehi l'ratzon imrefi, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Yehi l'ratzon imrefi, imrefi, v'hegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'Goali. Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri v'Goali. We continue now thinking about those who are in need of healing, of mind, of body, of spirit. I want to think about those who are held captive first and say this prayer for those who are held captive, and then we'll go around and say out loud who we're thinking of. So we're second from the bottom on our source sheet. Our God, the one who raised Joseph up from the pit, be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. Send complete rescue and full redemption to those held captive by the enemy. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers that they be protected from all harm. Implant understanding in the heart of the enemy that they may return the captives in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant wisdom to the Israel Defense Forces that they may secure freedom for the captives without loss of life. Grant strength of spirit and courage of heart to all the sons and daughters of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar to release bonds of captivity and allow us all to live in freedom. They shall call upon me, and I will answer them. I will be with them in distress. I will rescue them and honor them. If you're thinking of someone who's in need of healing, of mind, of body, of spirit, please feel free to share their name out loud as my hand goes around the room. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We think of all those names said out loud, all those in our hearts. And we continue on page 253 with Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us Alrighty, you may close your books. So there's a story about how God sent two angels to earth to listen to the prayers of humanity. One angel was asked to collect all the prayers in which people asked God for something. The other angel was asked to collect all the prayers of thanksgiving. The two angels descended on earth and began their task. They agreed to meet in a month with their findings. The angel collecting prayers, asking God for something, soon became extremely busy. There were prayers that people had to help them earn more money, or get a windfall, or win a lottery. There were prayers for God to cure people of illnesses. There were many, many prayers for improved health of one's children, spouse, parents, siblings, relatives, and friends. The angel filled the basket with prayers that people had for worldly objects, such as a bigger house, a new car, the latest computer, fancy jewelry, expensive clothing, and new toys for their children. Some people prayed to God for a spouse, for children, or for better relationships. In the meantime, the other angel traveled far and wide, looking to fill the basket with prayers of thankfulness. One day passed, then 2 days, and then the third, but no prayers of gratitude were heard. The angel visited the young and the elderly, men and women, people of all countries, all religions, and all classes. Still, not a single prayer of thankfulness was heard. All that this angel heard were prayers asking for things. Wondering whether they were missing something, this angel contacted the other angel to ask whether their basket of prayers was getting filled. "Oh, yes, I've not only filled one basket, but many, many more," said the angel. "But I too have not heard any prayers of thankfulness," they added. For the rest of the month, the two angels fulfilled their mission and were ready to return to God. The angel collecting prayers of request was laden with many, many baskets. The angel collecting prayers of thankfulness hardly had any in his one basket. There were a few prayers of thankfulness, but a teeny tiny amount compared to the prayers of request. When God was presented with these findings, God sighed. "This is nothing new," said God. "You now have a taste of what it is like being God. People are always praying for something from me, which is all right because at least they're thinking of me, but few ever thank me." So we are in the season of Thanksgiving, taking time to think about what we are grateful for. And sometimes taking the time to be thankful is hard, especially when there's always something we want, whether it's for ourselves, our family, or our friends. And I know that for me, my first thought is normally, I want this, I want that, not thank you for this or thank you for that. So Shabbat every week is like our day of Thanksgiving. During our weekly Amidah, there are many prayers asking God for things. However, on Shabbat, those prayers are replaced, and we are just only supposed to be thankful. We are told that the week is for asking, and Shabbat is for saying thank you. This is why we do our Modim moments, like we just did before, to take the time to think about what we are thankful for. Sometimes we might accidentally skip over our prayers of thanks, and we want to make sure that we take the time to be grateful for what we have. So next time you pray Amidah during Shabbat, whether it's tomorrow at Saturday morning services or next Friday during Rabbi Stoler's installation, I hope you take the time for yourself to reflect and give thanks for the things in your life. We are going to continue with the closing prayers. So please rise as able. We are going to be on page 282. One day I'll learn what it is in this book and not in the big book. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tegedu la'leotzer breishi, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגוער עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 287. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. You may be seated. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. Before we continue with Mourner's Kaddish, I want to think about those who are in Israel, as that is very, very high on our mind. So at the bottom of our source sheet, we have El Malei Rachamim for those in Israel in the war. Exalted, merciful God, who upholds the widows and embraces the orphans, grant perfect rest under the wings of your presence in the lofty heights of the sacred and pure, whose light forever lights up the skies. To the souls of the residents of the state of Israel, men and women, young and old, who were killed, slaughtered, and ruthlessly massacred by cold-blooded terrorists in Sderot, Ofakim, Netivot, Ya'ar Re'im, Be'eri, Netiv Ha'asara, Holit, Nir Oz, and other communities on the Gaza border. O Master of mercy, let their souls ascend and cradle them eternally under your wings. The Eternal One is their legacy, and may they find ever-living peace. Amen. This week we think of those who have passed away in the last 30 days. Lenora Cooper, Maurice Epstein, Elaine Grant, Edgar Joseph, Melvin Rothman, Audrey Sussman, and Barry Parker. And the yahrzeit of Betty Rappaport Casper, Jerome Fryer, Robert Carlin, Sylvia Kramer, Herman Newmark, Freda Hootie Sorkin, Morris Redleaf, Sarah Redleaf, Diane Carlin Tate, and Shirley Landsberg. If you're thinking of anyone who I have not read out loud, please feel free to share their name as my hand goes around the room. Thank you. Thank you. We think of those said out loud in our heart and all around the world as we turn to page 294 and rise as is your custom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirteh v'yalmich malchuteh, b'chayechon uv'mechon uv'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'elam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'tadar v'taleh v'talal shmei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. You may be seated. I want to say thank you to Joy and to Jason, who help with all of the logistics, and to Phil for being a great usher every week. Thank you to the Landsbergs and the Margolofs for our challah for this week. And to our Oneg bakers, Linda Diamond, Sharon Friedman, Ellen Safian, Gloria Landsberg, and Roberta Lulov. I'm always very excited every week to have a lovely Oneg. And of course, if you want to be an Oneg baker, reach out to Joy P. Y'all know what to do. Alrighty, tomorrow morning there is Torah study at 9:15, services at 10:30. And then next weekend is a big weekend. It is Rabbi Stoller's installation and 50th birthday celebration. So if you've already signed up for dinner is at 6 p.m., but it is sold out. And then services will be at 8 p.m. in the sanctuary downstairs, followed by a very large festive oneg. And then that morning, on the 2nd, Saturday morning, there's going to be a Torah study through music with Rabbi Stoller and Sol Zimra, our musical guests. And then Shabbat morning services with them as well at 10:30, followed by a Kiddush brunch. Other quick announcements: on December 9th, we are doing a midnight run with our teenagers, and we need donations. So an email should have gone out, I believe, either earlier this week or the end of last week. There will be bins in the lobby as of Monday morning, or you can use the bins that are already there. Bring jackets, all the things that you would think someone would need. The more details are in that email. I don't know all the specifics, but we would love your help in being able to donate these things to those who need it in New York and help our Teens Midnight Run be successful. Other announcements? I don't think there's anything else. All right. I always like to end on a happy note and sending out peace and love to the community and to the world. So we are going to end with Osei Shalom, but we're going to end with an Osei Shalom that adds a little phrase that says, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. So we're not just praying for peace for us, for the Jews, but we're praying for peace for the entire world. And if you notice, sometimes without meaning, I add it to the Morning's Kaddish, and sometimes I remember to do it quietly, and other times I don't. So. We'll end with Kiddush and Motzi. If we can all rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu ki dashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. There's challah here, and then there's an extra special challah downstairs. So make sure to look at it before you eat it, because it looks super cool. There's a surprise. Thank you to Gloria. All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Say Shabbat Shalom to the ones next to you, and then come downstairs for oneg.